Welcome to Mathematics Learning Media. I keep trying to make mathematics learning media using text-to-speech engine technology combined with PowerPoint. The female voice that I use because it usually produces a better and clearer sound quality. This time we will discuss trigonometry, special angles in trigonometry, and quadrants in trigonometry. Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that studies relationships between side lengths and angles of triangles. Trigonometry has been applied in areas such as geodesy, surveying, celestial mechanics, navigation, and architecture, etc. Here is an example of trigonometry in an architect building. To find the height of a building, we can use the trigonometric formula by observing the angle and length of the observation point. The part that is included in trigonometry can be seen from a right triangle ABC. Each side is called opposite, or small a is the line opposite the letter A capital. Adjacent, or small b, is the line opposite the letter B capital. And hypotenuse, or small c, is the line opposite the letter C capital and is the hypotenuse of a triangle. From the part that is included in trigonometry, it is found that sinus A equals opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cosine A equals adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Tangent A equals opposite divided by adjacent. Then in the international mathematical language symbolized by sin A equals O divided by H read SOH. Cosine A equals A divided by H read CAH. Tangent A equals O divided by A is read TOA. The opposite is cosec A equals hypotenuse divided by opposite read CSCHO. Secant A equals hypotenuse divided by adjacent read SECHA. Cotangent A equals adjacent divided by opposite reads COT-AO. Trigonometry also has complementary angles and supplementary angles. In a circle that has length x and height y. To find the length and height of the diagram, we can use a special angle. Suppose that cosinus is known 30 and the length of hypotenuse is 1. To find the cosine value, use the formula CAH, and the value of cosine 30 is half root 3. Half root 3 equals A divided by 1. The result is A is half root 3. Next, to find the sine value, use the formula SOH, and the value of sine 30 is half. Half equals A divided by 1. The result is A is half. From the results obtained, it is known that the result of cosine is equal to x-coordinate, the result of sine is equal to y-coordinate, while the tangent value is the division of sine and cosine values. If we count all the special angles 360 degrees, it will be seen that in quadrant 1 all values will have positive results. In quadrant 2 only sine values have positive results. In quadrant 3 only tangent values have positive results. In quadrant 4 only cosine values have positive results. To make it easier to remember the positive values of each quadrant, we can make a sentence from the beginning of each word from quadrant 1 to quadrant 4. An example is a sentence. A smart trigonometry class. Or the Indonesian people remember it with A sin tongkol. Complement angles are divided into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant has a different formula. Complement angles is used to find out the results of trigonometric values, which are the same as the results of trigonometric values through the simplification process of angular angles. In quadrant 1, the formula used is 90 minus theta. In quadrant 2, the formula used is 90 plus theta. In quadrant 3, the formula used is 270 minus theta. In quadrant 4, the formula used is 270 plus theta. Example of using formula in quadrant 1, sine 60 equals sine 90 minus 30. The sine value of 60 is half the root 3 equals cosine 30. Example of using formula in quadrant 2, sine 120 equals sine 90 plus 30. The sine value of 120 is half the root 3 equals cosine 30. Example of using formula in quadrant 3, sinus 210 equals sine 270 minus 30. The sine value of 210 is negative half root 3 equals negative cosine 30. Example of using formula in quadrant 4, sine 300 equals sine 270 plus 30. The sine value of 300 is negative half root 3 equals negative cosine 30. If calculated from the sine, cosine, and tangent values, then you will get the value of each of the following quadrants. Supplement: angles are divided into two parts, each part having a different formula. Supplement angles is used to find out the results of trigonometric values which are the same as the results of trigonometric values through the simplification process of straightening angles. In quadrants 1 and 2, the formula used is 180 minus theta. In quadrants 3 and 4, the formula used is 180 plus theta. Example of using formula in quadrants 1 and 2, sine 120 equals sine 180 minus 60. A sine value of 120 is half the root 3 equals sinus 60. Example of using the formulas in quadrants 3 and 4, sine 240 equals sine 180 plus 60. The sine value of 240 is negative half root 3 equals sine 60. If calculated from the sine, cosine, and tangent values, then you will get the value of each of the following quadrants. The conclusion from the material given this time is the result of a positive value from each quadrant can use the term SMART, trigonometry, class. Then we can find out the results of the trigonometry values for each part of complementary angles and supplementary angles. That's all the material we can convey this time. Sorry if there is a mistake in it.